Hi, I'm Dia and you guys are watching Dianosaur. So today we are gonna do something different. We are gonna do a tag video. So this is the end of the year book tag, and this was created by Ariel Bissett, I think, and it has 6 questions. And yeah, let's get on with it. So the first question is: are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? So, if you don't know anything about me, I start books, but I don't always finish them. It took me 6 months to read Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie, and this year, in the month of March or April, I think I started Last Argument of Kings. I still haven't finished it. So that is one book that I need to finish, that I started and I need to finish. And then there's the other book, the Heir of Novron, the third book in the Rhaeria Revelation series. I still haven't finished the book. So basically I've read half of the Heir of Novron book. I need to read the other half. So these are the two books that I've started and I haven't finished, but I need to finish. There are so many other books like Fire and Blood. I started, but I haven't continued. Then God of Vengeance by Giles Christian. I started. I never continued. What else? Sons of Darkness. Book Lovers. There are so many other books it's gonna be a whole list. I can maybe do one video, talking about the books that I've soft DNF that I'm planning to come back to, but I don't know when. But I'm not I'm not just hard DNFing the books. I have plans to come back to these books. So these are the two books that I plan to finish within this year. And the next question is: do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? So, if you have seen my October wrap-ups, because I did, divided into 3 chunks and did 3 videos talking about the books. So, if you have seen the wrap-ups, you know that I mostly read thrillers and horror books in the month of October, and so that was my transitional month. That was the month I was in the mood for the so-called, the autumnal reads, and I read almost around 10 horror or thriller or mystery books. So if you guys want to know what I read, you guys can always check the wrap-ups. And this month I am not in the mood for anything autumnal. I mostly want to read fantasy, like high epic fantasy, but there are some books that I really want to get to. So first is I want to finish The Woman in Black. I forgot the name of the author, Susan Hill, I think. So I have the audio for the book, and the audio is amazing. It has different sound effects and it was really scary. The reason I stopped myself from continuing with the book was that I wanted it to be cold here in Kolkata, so that I can snuggle inside the blanket and have a hot mug of hot tea or coffee next to me and listen to it and just be scared, shitless or something like that. So anyway, I have plans to do that. So once it's getting colder now, so yeah, let's see, maybe late December I'm gonna read the book. So that is one book that I want to read. The book is Dracula. I really want to get to Dracula this month. The same reason, reason I didn't read it in October was because it wasn't cold enough. I was sweating like a pig every day. So I want the weather to get a little bit colder, so that I can create that kind of atmosphere of horror and spooks and everything. Anyway, what was I talking about? Uh, so yeah, so those are the books that I want to read to get into the, like, to transition into the autumnal reads. Anyway, what was I doing? uh, okay, so the third is there a new release you are waiting for? I don't keep up with new releases. Like, if I'm most of the things I read, they are backlist books, so I don't really keep track of new releases that much. So people are waiting for the Miss Bond Era 2 book, but I haven't started reading that series, and I don't have plans to read that series actually. So yeah, I don't have an answer for this question. Okay, so next question is, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? So as I said, firstly I want to finish Last Argument of Kings by Joe Abercrombie. Like, I want to finish the trilogy, the main First Law trilogy, by this year. And I also want to get to Heir of Novron. Let me show you the book, Heir of Novron. So I want to read this chunker, so you guys can see how much I've read. Like, this much I've read, and yeah, so still a decent chunk is left. And the other book I want to get to, I've been meaning to get to it for a long time, is A Face Like Glass by Frances Hardinge. So I hope you guys can see. Yeah, A Face Like Glass by Frances Hardinge. So do I need to talk about what these books are about? Heir of Novron, it's the last book in the series, so I don't know what I can tell you about it. So basically, it follows 2 thieves, Royce and Hadrian, and their exploits, and how they get caught up in all these political intrigue and all that is happening in this land. So that is Heir of Novron. And Face Like Glass, even I don't know. Like, the thing is, I go into my books kind of blind, especially if it's a middle grade book, because it's just something I like to do. So Face Like Glass, so this girl comes into this city of this underground city, and everyone in this underground city, they don't have expressions. Like, they need to learn how to like express themselves, to express a certain emotion. But this girl, her face is expressive as fuck, and she just like arrived out of nowhere. And the cheesemaker, Master Grandibble, he kind of takes her in, and she is supposed to wear a mask all the time. So I read only 2 or 3 chapters, and the last thing that was happening was that they have something called a face smith, like someone who teaches people how to create expressions. So the girl thinks that she must be really hideous or something. So I mean, that's why the Master Grandibble, he kind of asks her to put on the mask and all that. So this face smith was like visiting the master, and she was planning to ask the face smith something. So that's what the book is about. That was a very bad description of the book. I hope, like, I mean, I don't want to scare you guys away from the book. I want you guys to go and check out the book, to read it, and to let me know how you liked it. So I think I need to do a video on Frances Hardinge's books someday, because she is one of my absolute favorite authors, and no one on BookTube talks about her. Like, I haven't seen anyone talk about any of her books. Wait, no, Meg with Books. Like, she made a video recently, not recently, a couple of months back, where she was reading Skin Full of Shadows. She is the only one. I haven't seen anyone else talk about Frances Hardinge. So I'll be the one, I'll be her champion, like I'll be, like spreading her gospel everywhere. Anyway, I don't know why, like okay, one secret, I film the videos really late at night, because throughout the day it's complete chaos over here, so there's no space or time or anything to record videos and during a reasonable hour. So I do this at night, and when I'm sleepy, I start rambling, like I start speaking nonsense, and no one can stop me. And because it's video like YouTube, no one can stop me, so I just go on and on. Anyway, let's move on to the next question. So the next question is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? I don't know how, the way the question is framed, I don't know how to answer it. Like, I go into my books thinking that it's gonna be my favorite of the year or all-time favorite or something. Like, I'm an optimistic person when it comes to reading, so I don't go into books thinking that, oh my god, I'm gonna hate it, unless it's something like, I read books for fun. I don't read books for review purposes or anything like that. So I pick up books that sound really amazing to me, and I don't have to do mandatory reads. So every book I pick up, it has the potential to turn into favorite of the year. But if we're gonna choose an answer, so maybe A Touch of Light by Thiago Abdallah, which is an SPFBO 8 finalist. So that might turn out to be my favorite of the year, because everyone is gushing about the book, like whoever is reading, they're like 5 stars, this book is amazing and all that. So it has that backup, like support of the reviews. Also, the synopsis, it really sounds good. Okay, it's a multi POV story, and follows different people from different countries in the region who have different religions, and how the religions, they kind of uh, like contradict each other. So it has all the makings of something that I might really like. So I think that's my answer. And also, I don't know, okay, so I don't know if I should tell you about this now or in a separate video, but I'm planning to read all the finalists of the SPFBO 8 competition. So if you guys don't know about what SPFBO is, I'll make a video recently, but no, I'll just say that it's a competition for self-published fantasy books, and they have 10 finalists, and I'm planning to read all 10, not this month, not in November, but from November to April, I think. Like, for in the next 5 months, I'm gonna read the 10 books. So 2 books per month I'm gonna do, and I have a feeling that I'll end up loving or liking a lot of the books, and because they sound really amazing. Even the ones that I'm not really interested in, they have a potential to like just surprise me out of the blue. So I would say any of the finalists that I'm gonna read this year might surprise me and become a favorite of the year. So we move on to the last question, that is, have you already started making reading plans for 2023? So yeah, this SPFBO 8 reading project is there. That is one thing. Secondly, I am taking part in the Song of Ice and Fire read along that is gonna happen. Joanna, Tall Guy reads, and a couple of other people. Like, it's gonna be this like huge booktube wide read along that's gonna happen. Like, so many people are participating, and this will be a reread for me. Like, I read the books when I was in college and absolutely loved them, and I feel like it's time for a reread because I don't remember anything. So that's something I'm gonna do. What else? There are some books that I'm planning. So okay, I got a Kindle Unlimited this thing subscription recently, and it's for 6 months. So I have a lot of books that I am planning to get to. So those books are there. There are certain series that I want to start. For example, the Dandelion Dynasty I want to start, the first book of which is The Grace of Kings, and the Farseer trilogy I want to start. Assassin's Apprentice is the first book. So these are all. Oh my god, I totally forgot. So what are the 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? And the first question, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? Guards. I freaking forgot about Guards. I mean, I've been reading it since last year. I started it in the middle of last year and I still haven't finished Guards. I still have 200 pages left. I mean, it's a tiny book, and I don't know, it's not like it's the book's fault, it's not a bad book, but for some reason I don't feel like, reaching out for the book. Like, I have so many other things to read that every time I have to pick a book, I'll be prioritizing, everything else. Instead of every time I have to pick up a book, I'll be like, oh no, let's not pick up Guards because I'm not in the mood for that. I'll just pick up something else, and I keep, like putting it off. Anyway, so these are all the questions. And oh, I just wanted to say there are so many new guys here in this corner of the YouTube, and I mean, really want to thank you guys for like supporting me, for subscribing, and do comment down below, like if you have anything to suggest, any changes or anything. Like if you want to say hi, just say hi. Like any kind of comment will be like really appreciated. And yeah, like thanks so much for subscribing. I really want to like build a community here, this corner of the internet. So yeah, if you guys are not subscribed, please subscribe, leave a comment, give this video a like, and if you want, feel free to like do the tag. So yeah, half of my head was cut off, I didn't even notice. Anyway, this video is a mess, I'll still upload it. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.